What's going on, guys? This is my review for the Acolyte Season 1, Episode 7. Okay, I don't know. I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm not going to try and make this one as long as the last one. I will do some spoilers, taking some cues off of the GOAT, Jeremy Johns. This episode was terrible. And oof, look, I know that there are a lot of people, that hate Star Wars for whatever political reasons, or that literally just want to spread hate or something. Like, I get it. There's a lot of people that are accusing certain YouTubers, certain reviewers of just hating or just spreading hate or whatever, when I don't think that's true. This show had promise. It had promise. This episode was really bad. Like, I honestly, I tried because, you know what, last episode, the one with all the revelations with Chimera, had potential, right? There was potential there, with the actor, with Manny Jacinta hit Chimera, and the relationship between Saul and May and Chimera and Osha. But this episode was awful. It was really bad. From storytelling, simple logic. I mean, maybe I will talk on some acting and stuff, and maybe I'll give some hints. But okay, I'm sorry. I just watched it. I'm tired. Ooh, bear with me. So, it's a flashback episode told kind of from the Jedi's point of view of what happened the night of the fire, right? So let's start with little things. They're in the woods, right? They're in the woods. They've been there for 7 weeks. The Padawan says, right? 7 weeks. And he's starting to freak out. Like, he wants to go home. And he's like, why are we here? I need to know why. And it's like, they're telling him that to find a vergence, like a spike of force energy. Why? Like, this kind of writing I hate. Look, if they were there for like 3 days, 2 days, maybe a week, and finally, like, it's annoying him, but 7 weeks they've been there. So if that's just Earth time, that's 49 days. That's a month and a half, almost 2 months. Why don't you tell them in the first place? Why don't you just show us? They're on Coruscant. They see it, like, oh, there's a spike on the force on this planet. Let's go. That's it. Like, but this kind of logic, you let this guy sit around for a month and a half and not tell him why he's there. What, that kind of hidden logic makes no sense to me. So anyway, they tell him. And then, we see Saul. Like, it's like, and the reveal is that they didn't know other people on the planet. How big is this planet? How big is this forest? Like, because Saul he just walks around for a little bit, and he sees he sees May and Osha from his point of view. But like, 7 weeks, and again, they're in the woods, and it's like, I can't remember the conversation, but it's like, we should go talk to them. The girls are in danger. And Trinity's like, I don't know if we should. The Padawan, maybe. And then you hear the Wookiee. He's been doing that for 7 weeks, and nobody else heard that on the planet? He's not like, no. Like, that's so dumb. Again, if it was a day and no one heard it, sure. And if there's a force in spike energy, that vergence, how did you feel it? Was it a machine? Was it a feeling? Because why aren't you following? Why don't you have a machine that just takes you right there? Like like in GT, the Dragon Ball finder thing. Oh my god, I can't think of it. You know, the GPS, like, oh, the Force energy is right there. Anyway, you know, then we get, oh man, some of the acting, oh, so bad, especially the one of the moms, not Anna Sarah, the other one, the one that has the spear. Oh, it's like, what happens? There's one point she's attacking Saul, and she's like, "Fight me!" And it's so bad. It is so bad. Fight me! And like, so I'm kind of wondering, because apparently Leslie Headland, whatever, said there's going to be another Sith reveal. Like there's another Sith master. So I wonder if it is Indara, uh, because there seems to be this thing, where I guess people can't discern what they're feeling as opposed to what someone else is feeling. Um, so Saul says, like, after there's that reveal that, you know, the Padawan is um the Padawan is he's got anxiety and stuff like that. Uh he's Saul says something to Trinity or Indar, and he's like, he's feeling disturbed or something, and Trinity says, don't mistake his feeling for yours. Okay, but I don't get it, because that's what happened last episode when Osha's like, Saul is very strong in the Force, and he says, don't mistake his strength for yours. Like, what does that even mean? Like, when he's using the Force as actually her, if, like, I get people sometimes project feelings, like that just happens in life, but it happens again. Oh my god, there's another time it happens, but Soul says something like Osha wants to leave, or they want to do this, and the person says, I think it was Trinity again, you mean you want them to do this, or you want. So I'm kind of like, that's exactly what Chimera said last time to Osha. Is it going to turn out that she's not dead, Indara, and that she's actually the Sith master? Okay, anyway, so if she is, whatever. We did get a Wookiee fight, and it was awful. It was awful. So this whole little setup, basically, they go to rescue the girls. So they're in the temple, and it's Soul and Padawan. I can't remember time. I want to say like Tyrion, but that's Game of Thrones. Whatever his name. Whatever his name is. It's the guy from Game of Thrones. It's Tomlin, right? Jedi Tomlin. Let's call him that. They're in. Anyway, they confront the witches, and you know all the witches. First, they're yelling at Anasera. Is that her name? And it's, oh man, I can't remember now. Anyway, they're yelling at the one mom. It's like, she can't leave. This is sounding so bad. Like, this place is messed up, right? Like, we're supposed to feel sympathy or whatever. Like, this whole show is supposed to be predicated on that they're making the Sith almost the protagonist. But these witches are messed up. They're messed up. So first they're like, no, the girls can't leave, or Osha can't leave, but the mom's like, she wants to. Cool, that's a mom being a good mom, right? And there's like, but you're not just their mother, you're our leader. And she goes, well, right now I'm being their mom. And it's like, what is wrong with them? Like, even if she goes to become a Jedi, she can still come back and still honor their heritage. It's like, I hate it when, and this even happens in real life, like, you can't, you like my parents, my mom is Catholic, my dad's Jewish. I personally, now I'm probably borderline atheist, but you know, I ended up being baptized. I ended up but we weren't a really practicing family of either faith, really. It's just I went to Catholic elementary school, so I ended up being baptized when I was like 10. This is a weird side story, but the point is, I can still honor my dad's Judaism and my mom's Catholicism. Like, why does it have to be your only one thing, right? Anyway, because could you imagine, like, you have a Jedi that also has witch magic? Like, honestly, that's pretty badass, right? Um, anyway, the Padawan, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm not going in order, but the Padawan had done like the metachlorian thing, like the blood. We saw that he'd taken their blood in the episode 3, May and Osha. Turns out they have the exact same like metachlorian count or whatnot, and there it's like, I guess they're saying it that they are two halves of one person. Which honestly, I was kind of thinking about that because one is so extreme one way, one's so extreme the other way. It's like, back in like Smallville when Lex got black kryptonite, and one is like fully evil Lex, or when Clark got it, one's like Kal-El, and he's stoic and just like, and then the other one's Clark, and he's passionate, and he's got humanity, whatever. And so it's kind of like that because you got one that's so evil and one that's so not evil. Anyway, the point is, bring it back to the mom. So, like, again, so the mom was gonna let them go. So, Saul and the other Jedi, the Padawan, they show up, and there's a lot of tension, and all of a sudden the one mom, she does this black smoke thing. They slow motion it, and Saul panics. He stabs her, but it's like, why did you do that? Why did you just say, okay, Osha wants to go with you, but we've got an issue, right? Like, let's talk about it. No, instead it's like he just stabs her, he kills her because he's thinking she's attacking him, right? And she says, no, Osha chose you. And then May sees it because May had, imprisoned Osha. And anyway, she dies. So May loses it. And then so the other mom starts attacking Saul, and he is taking hits to the face and not going down, but like he's doing something kind of badass, like he's like blocking her staff, like catches it twice, I think, but first time I'm like, come on, she's punching it, I'm thinking, okay, they're making him look weak, but instead, boom boom boom, punches him, he's just taking it, and that's when she's like, fight me, and it's the worst, like it is so bad, like I'm sorry, it is hilariously bad. Anyway, he gets punched in the face, and he's like, I'm not gonna fight you, because again, he just panicked and killed the mom. So that the other mom now, the Darth Maul kind of like mom, she does the whole vanishes into black smoke, and she gets inside the young Padawan's head, and he actually has learned to block it off, and instead she actually goes into the Wookiee's head. So then we get this Wookiee fight, and it seems like the whole coven, 50 witches, are controlling the Wookiee, all 50 of them, right? That's what it looks like, because what happens next? So they have this fight, and the choreography, there's like some decent, but it's bad. Like the Padawan, he's actually pretty sick. Like his skills, he's like doing all these like blade twirls. The Wookiee is so slow, like so slow. Thunk, thunk, and like again, sometimes it's not the fastest or the strongest, it's the smartest fighter, but he's got his mind taken over, and he's just thunk, thunk. But he throws the Jedi, like each Jedi, both of them, like 1,000,000 feet every time, just boom, boom, boom. He grabs a Padawan, slams his head in. He's about to like strike him down, but the Padawan does this, like, boom, blocks it. Kind of cool with his lightsaber. Saul had been taken out at this point. And he tries to grab him, and then Wookiee throws him, but then finally Trinity comes out of nowhere, jumps on the Wookiee, does this thing with her hand, and she basically casts all the witches out, and that causes them to die or pass out. Like, I'm gonna assume pass out, right? But like all 50 of them, and also I meant to say, they're just singing. They're doing a little sing-along to get the Wookiee to fight. Like a little... Anyway, it was terrible. Anyway, she casts the Wookiee. The Wookiee comes to find they're all right. And again, also at the time, somewhere in there, Saul was clearly concerned about the twins. Anyway, so he runs back in to get them, and that's when that's when we had seen from episode 3, the two of them are on like a, almost like in Captain America, the First Avenger. Like there was obviously like a bridge, it's broken in the middle. One's on one side. What have you done? What have you done? What have you done? And we see that, like, I hate again when movies or TV shows put characters in situations that make no goddamn sense. So you see that Saul is actually holding up with the Force both bridges to save them, and he's struggling. Instead of holding the bridge, why don't you hold the girls? They weigh what, 50 pounds each? Right? Like right there. The bridges fall. He's holding the girls in midair. Bring them to you. You know? That kind of stuff. So this is how they make Saul, I always forget, I'm sorry. Make him the bad guy. The intent, I guess he's done, this is the bad thing he's done, right? Because he kills the mom because he was scared when they could have just said, Osha wants to go. And he already knew that May was lying. Like, they both have the same Force abilities. May doesn't want to go, but she was ready to let Osha go. Doesn't matter. He killed the one mom. Now all the witches are dead or down or passed out, whatever. And he can't hold the bridges, so he lets May fall and he catches Osha, but then the other bridge falls and that's when he jumps and catches her. If you're showing us behind the scenes that he was holding the bridges, like, because clearly he's a smart guy too. Oh, and should I mention, he felt like he heard them in his mind, felt them, heard them, whatever, in his mind going up or somewhere in the, like, whenever it was. So I'm like, if you can sense them before that, like when you just met them, this whole thing with May impersonating Osha was so dumb. It made no sense. Because, like I said in my last review, if he knew, he just let Osha to die on the planet, right? Or to, like, and if he didn't know, how could he not know, right? Like, when, it doesn't even matter. So, it ends with, so he catches Osha, they're back on the ship, and he wants to turn himself into the council. Again, for what? Oh, and should I say, they don't show any other reason why the place blew up. So yeah, May did start the fire. Like, May started the fire caused the explosions. The witches were passed out because it took 50 of them to control the Wookiee, and it took Trinity 5 seconds, knocks them all out. So yeah, the Jedi's, like, again, I don't like that they made Saul kill the mom when she could have just said, we got to talk. And then I don't like that we show him holding the bridges and having to let May fall. Like, he let her die. That stuff is so dumb. So dumb. Do better with your writing. I'm sorry. That was dumb. Anyway, he wants to turn himself in, and Trinity's like, I keep calling her Trinity, Indara. She's like, no, because she only left basically for you, and if it's not for you, then if you turn yourself in, then then this is for nothing or whatever. And it's like, it's not even his fault. Like, what would happen? Like, I don't get it. The whole point was they're going to find this virgins. They found this virgins. It's in these kids. One kid wants to go. Like, all the conflict is so unnecessary and poorly executed. And you're going to blame it on Soul, and he's clearly been feeling guilty for all these years. I still don't know why the one drank the potion and killed himself. Like, dude, you got the crap kicked out of you by a Wookiee. You got your mind taken over by a witch. and then you kill yourself. Like, what? And then she, I forget what Saul says, but he's like, no, I gotta turn myself in. And then Trinity attacks him, like, starts fighting him for some reason. Like, what? And then the Padawan, master. And then it finishes with, you know, mama, mama, mama. Ugh, fudge. And that's when Saul's like, may started the fire. Like, he's not wrong still. He just, bad writing, horrible acting, poor logic, poor choreography in this one. You know, Amanda Steinberg, you know, she made that video calling out, you know, look, I don't doubt that this actor has probably faced some horrible comments sent to her. But I guarantee, like, okay, I can't guarantee, but this is not a comment on all of Star Wars fans. That person or people does not speak for the rest of the fans that don't like this show, or for people like myself that I was a fan of the original trilogy, but then the prequels kind of sucked, terrible writing, so much CGI. The sequels had no path, no journey, no story, no planning, and they were terrible and destroyed my favorite character in Star Wars, Luke Skywalker. And it's like I just lost my love for Star Wars, with more and more, and just this. Anyone who says that this show is really good, like, tell me why. Ain't nothing but like, tell me why, and make a good case. Like, I'm kind of jealous that you like it. There's so, and I'm going to say it again. Where is Yoda? Where is Yoda? Like, they're still, even if they don't tell the Jedi Council, like, if Saul can feel things, Yoda has to feel that these Jedis have died now, 16 years later, and that there's an assassin. Something's wrong. Man, it's so frustrating watching this. And like I said, what happened to the actress that played Reva and Amanda Steinberg, but like they make it just seem like, because I mean, I really hope nothing has been said awful to the twins that play that May and Osha when they're younger. I really hope they're not getting any like horrible comments like that, because that would be really upsetting. It's like something happened to Jake Lloyd. That was the media though, because back then that was 99. Like, we had what people used, what, ICQ, AOL, MSN Messenger. Like, no one's messaging him back then. That was the media, and then unfortunately horrible people you had to go to school with. But like, it is so bad. Like, the writing, I keep waiting for this kind of cool reveal. Like I don't know. I don't expect much anymore, and not even anymore. Like, really, since I haven't really expected much this whole season. But it escapes all logic. All logic. Man. And honestly, I'm serious. That other mom, some of the worst acting I have ever seen. Right? I thought of the same thing last week with Amanda Cyborg with that I failed moment. Like, it was just not well directed and not well acted. And this episode got even worse. Like, imagine showing this episode to someone that has never seen Star Wars before and is like, oh, I'm going to get you into Star Wars. And you show them this. This is, it's something. It's something, and what a waste. Like, anyway, I've talked too long. If you liked it, Let me know why. If you don't, leave a like and a comment. Please share, because, oh man. Anyway, I'm thank you for tuning in to this episode, my review. I think I'm gonna take another drink. Until the next episode, next week's the finale. What are your hopes and dreams for it? Until next time.